What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, man, it's like Gilbert Arenas just runs to LeBron's defense about everything, man. But that's what happens when you're on that payroll. When you're on that payroll, you're expected to be the ultimate LeBron James apologist. You know, um, like we don't see it now. See, it's the thing, man. These guys they're getting paid to defend this dude. We're doing it because this is how we truly, honestly feel. That we have authenticity on our side. These guys are getting paid to be shields for this dude. And it's really pathetic when you think about it, man. Isn't it? Isn't it really pathetic that you got to pay people to support you? What a loser life. All that money, you're still a loser. But anyway, Gilbert Arenas is going in on people who were critical of LeBron James with the Hennessy ad. And of course, people were ticked off because a lot of people thought that this was going to be his announcement that this was going to be his final season. And of course, we should have known better. We should have known that he's not a very authentic person, and he has to trick people into, listening to him hawk a product, and it wound up being a Hennessy ad. But Gilbert Arenas misses the mark, in my opinion, because he instantly brings up Michael Jordan and other people promoting Gatorade and Hanes and all this other stuff, and makes like we're hypocrites or whatever. But
Do you agree with Stephen A. blasting LeBron for doing a Hennessy promo, year 23, pump faking? A lot of y'all out there.
No, I don't. It's year 23. I mean, goddamn. Like, what are you expecting from him that you didn't expect from the rest of your goats? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? MJ. You was just happy they made it to the gym, let alone trained and got on the court and actually put in work. So the fact that he's done 22 years of promoting the NBA and then you get mad he promote himself for, man, come on, man.
no, that's not what people are mad about. If LeBron James had just randomly posted a Hennessy ad on his social medias, we wouldn't have cared. Most of us wouldn't have watched it, but nobody really cared. But the fact that he has to trick people into looking at an ad for Hennessy. See, Jordan never had to trick people into watching his ads for Gatorade or ads for Hanes or Wheaties. He was that transformative a figure and popular a figure, I guess I should say, that we watched him because he just had that aura about him, that magic. And you could clearly see whatever he marketed, whether you are a fan of the capitalistic society or not, capitalism or whatever, whatever he marketed went up. People actually knew, too, that this was going to be an ad for a product. We knew he was a product pitchman. We knew that. But that was separated from basketball. We knew that. That was totally separated from basketball. This fool, to trick people into watching an ad, he had to disguise it as if it was going to be a basketball announcement. And you had people pay their good hard-earned money for inflated ticket prices, people who don't really follow basketball, because as the commissioner says, you could just watch highlights. We're a highlight league. So everybody isn't as in tune with all of the details and schematics of everything going on now. They didn't know that usually now when LeBron posts something on his Instagram or his Twitter, now X, it's probably going to be an ad. But he had been, and it had been, reported that this might be his swan song. Yes, a lot of people thought that. So they paid for inflated ticket prices only to find out this is going to be a Hennessy ad. And I still say all of these Monday morning quarterbackers who was ridiculing me and Dreamers Pro, calling us stupid for falling for it. I didn't hear any of you guys making any videos the day before. I'm just saying, you know? Like, I remember when the Bulls played Miami, when they had a 27-game winning streak, or 20, I think it was 22-game winning streak, 28, something like that. I predicted the Bulls were going to win that game. I didn't wait until afterwards. I didn't wait until a minute left in the game. I said before the game the Bulls were going to end their winning streak, and they did it. I just took a chance. That's what happens when you take chances. You know, sometimes you're right and sometimes you're wrong. When you're right, everybody thinks you're a genius. When you're wrong, everybody want to pile on you, especially when you're black. You get all the credit in the world when you're right, like when I be predicting presidential elections and how they're going to vote and how the states are going to go down. And you know, I get no credit for that. But when I'm wrong with something, everybody want to call me stupid. But that's just how people are here on social media. But anyway, getting back to this shit, nobody cares, Gilbert Arenas. Nobody gives a shit that he did an ad. Nobody cares about that. It's the way he did it. The trickery. That's what annoyed people, even including his fans. Even his own fans were ticked off by that. So I don't know what type of argument you're making. It didn't even make sense. You showed Kareem and Kareem almost never was that type of person to hawk ads anyway. They didn't see him as mass. If anything, they didn't really do product placement like that back then because the NBA wasn't what it is today. And athletes weren't seen as these figures that people would look to be able to you know, in many advertisers' mind, they were still going to actors and maybe baseball players or something like that, you know, former boxers rather than Kareem, who had a mercurial personality anyway. But if anything, it was going to go to Julius Erving, not Kareem. So I don't even get why you brought him up. But Magic and Larry, if we saw an ad for them on television, we knew that they weren't going to make they weren't going to disguise it as a basketball announcement. Put it like that. We knew that their personas as product pitchmen were separated from basketball. And that's the cardinal rule. LeBron broke that the other day. He broke it. He tricked people. And you can sit there and say that people should have known better, but not everybody follows the NBA with the detail that all of the rest of us do. He tricked a lot of casuals. And that's what makes him a very dishonest person. He's dishonest. But then again, to be honest with you, most billionaires are. Most billionaires don't become billionaires by being good people. Not all, but most. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it.